Hello and welcome everybody from my side. My name is Lutz Walter. I'm the Secretary General of the European Textile Technology Platform, which is the main organizer of the SmartX Innovation Hub, the European community of smart and high-performance textile innovators. So today we will present to you what we're planning to do in the SmartX Innovation Hub. First of all, quick webinar procedures. So this webinar is recorded, so it will be made available publicly also afterwards. So if you think you've missed something, or if colleagues of you would like to, or you would like to share that with colleagues of yours who couldn't make it today, you will receive a link where this webinar recording is available. We will present to you all the details of the Innovation Hub in a minute, but there may be things that are not fully clear, things that you have questions about. We encourage you to type questions in the chat as we speak. Those questions will then be taken out of the chat immediately after the end of the presentation. So, and we will give answers to those. Then during the Q&A session, you can also raise your hand, digitally speaking, and ask your question live. We will then invite you to speak. Then we ask you to unmute your microphone and show your video if you can. And we would ask you to refrain from any recording, using any recording or AI tools, especially those who would automatically share any kind of information to anybody who is not registered and not part of the GDPR. So with that, let me jump in. So quick agenda for the next 1.5 hours. So I will say a few introductory words about who we are, who the Textile ETP is, and why we launched this SmartX Innovation Hub. Then I hand over to Daniela Zavitz, our technical advisor for the work of on smart textiles, who has worked with us already for several years, to explain you a little bit what we have done in the past year in the SmartX community. Then we will give the word to our co-host, so the organizations of which you see the logo at the bottom of this slide here. They will very briefly introduce themselves and their organization as well. And then the main part of the presentation, which is the presentation of the Innovation Hub with all the services, the tools, and the planned activities for 2024. Will be done by Judith, who is the manager of the SmartX Innovation Hub here at Textile ETP. And then we're also very glad to have with us today Sabine Scharrer, the director of the Textile show at Messe Frankfurt, who will give us an update of this, I think, top event of the technical textile industry of the year 2024. And then there will be opportunities for Q&A, and then we try to wrap up timely by 4 o'clock. So this is the plan of today. Or for the afternoon. So let's jump right in. For those who don't know us, a very brief word about the Textile ETP. So we pride ourselves to be the largest community of textile research and innovation professionals in Europe, bringing together some 200 associated member organizations from almost 30 European countries. We have been founded about 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago, by 4 collective European organizations, EURATEX, the European Textile and Clothing Industry Federation, by Textanet, the European Network of Textile Research Institutes, EU Textile 2030, the European Network of Textile Innovation Clusters, and NETFAS, the Network of European Textile and Fashion Universities of Applied Sciences. In total, we connect more than 1,500 professionals from the textile research and innovation world in Europe. And our objective is to ensure long-term competitiveness of the European textile and clothing industry through collaborative and market-oriented research and innovation. How we do that in practice, and you'll see that on the next slide, we basically have 3 areas of activity. Number 1 is we're bringing people together. So networking through in-person conferences, through online webinars and other events, through our members community platform, and through various communication channels. is basically what we do. There is a lot of activity all across Europe in the area of textile research innovation, and many people don't sufficiently know of each other, and we help them to connect. The second area of activity, and that's where also our SmartX Innovation Hub fits in, is what we simply call learning. So it's all about sharing information, sharing insights, sharing knowledge, sharing latest developments about various textile research and innovation activities from across Europe. We have several activities there, which I will talk to on my next slide. But what we also do in this area is we act as a kind of a think tank to the textile and clothing industry in Europe. So every 5 to 6 years, we're publishing a document which is usually called the Strategic Research and Innovation Roadmap, where we map out the long-term innovation and technology trends in our industry. And last but not least, and this is, let's say, our origin, is the facilitation of access to EU funding for research and innovation. So the European Union is running a very large-scale funding program for research and innovation, currently the Horizon Europe program. And what we do is we try to make it as easy as possible for our members to access those funding opportunities. We inform them about any funding opportunities as soon as they come up, and we run a brokerage system whereby members who want to build projects can share their project ideas and, most importantly, can find partners for their consortia. So this is something that we have been doing for well over 10 years, and that is something that we continue to do, especially also looking into the future, where we are expecting, as of 2025, to find a dedicated research program for the textile sector in Europe in the form of a public-private partnership. More about that to come in the coming weeks and months. So this is in a nutshell our services, and if we switch to the more specific activities, so we have currently 2 thematic innovation hubs running. We have the SmartX Innovation Hub that we'll talk about today, and we also have in parallel running the Circular and Bio-based Textiles Innovation Hub, which deals, as the name says, with everything related to textile circularity and bio-based textile materials and processes. It's a very similar program in size and in scope and in activities to SmartX, but it's really focused on the sustainability aspect. This program is ongoing, and we're planning to launch a 3rd program later this year, which focuses on all aspects digital related to textiles. So, and as a general principle, organizations that are based in Europe, and that means Greater Europe, so that can also include countries around, let's say, the EU, so from the UK to Norway to Switzerland to Turkey and so on, can either join the ETP as a normal member, as an associate or a networking member, where you get access to all our general networking, to our strategy development and our EU funding activities, or you can become a subscriber to one of our innovation hubs. Currently, the SmartX and the Circular Bio-based Textiles Innovation Hubs are open for subscriptions. And you can also do both. So you become a member and you become a subscriber. And if you do that, then your subscription will be discounted. So these are the possibilities to engage with our services and benefit from our services. And with this, I would like to say a few starting words about the SmartX Innovation Hub, our latest development, which is a kind of an evolution, not a complete start from scratch. So we already had an activity running for the last 2 to 3 years, which initially we called the Smart Textiles Masterclass, which ran from mid-2021 to mid-2022. And then we ran the SmartX community from late 2022 to the end of 2023. And what we're doing now with the Innovation Hub is basically 2 things. We bring together, let's say, the best of the masterclass and the community. So we combine learning, collaboration, and eventually innovation into one activity. And what we also do is we enlarge the scope, the technical scope of the program, whereas the Smart Textiles Masterclass and the SmartX community so far was really focused on smart textiles, which we defined as textiles with integrated electronic components. Now we are also covering a wider range of technical and high performance textile fibers and materials for various end markets. And what those end markets and what those functionalities are, Judith will explain to you a little bit later. So what we essentially try to do, and you see that on the next slide, is that we want to basically allow those organizations that join as members or subscribers of this hub to get access to a platform of information and contacts where they can find everything in one place, that you can opt into a selection of webinars and events that are of specific interest to you, that you also have all of those materials available at all times to you in recorded format. So if you miss an event, if you miss a webinar, for instance, because you are unavailable on that day, you can always go back to our platform and find the recording of the webinar. You can download materials from there and so on. And we also keep you in general in the loop of information through a newsletter and also through a series of podcasts that we run. And very importantly, the approach to this program is collaborative. So we will shape this program as much as we can to the needs and to the wishes of the subscribers. So it's really through your proactive involvement that you can shape this program to the best of your needs. And this is what we really hope that our participants will do. This is also what participants in the SmartX community have done so far, and that has worked really well. So basically, in a nutshell, so a one-stop shop for technical textile and smart textile information, access to a network of like-minded experts, and a hub to explore new collaborations and projects. Because in the end, of course, we want you to get to actions, to not just take information from it, but also find new partners that can help you either work on innovation projects, on business development, and so on and so forth. So the innovation themes, you see them, and they will be repeated later on again. So technical and smart textiles are usually addressed to very specific end markets that are not the conventional end markets of clothing and fashion. So we will cover various end markets here that you see on the slide. And we also specifically zoom into the various functionalities that you can realize with technical and smart textiles. So our webinars, our other activities will be thematic and will be focusing either on end markets or on specific functionalities. So and if I can see the next slide, then we will have basically two focus areas that run in parallel and that are fully accessible for all of you. But we will keep them in terms of the webinars thematically separated because the interest may not be exactly the same. So we will have a strand of webinars focusing on high performance fibers and textiles, and we have another strand of webinars that are then fully focused on the smart textiles or wearables, which, as I said before, mean for us textiles with integrated electronic components that provide the smart functionalities, contrary to the high performance fibers and textiles where the functionality is actually in the material, in the mechanical or in the chemical finishing of the material. So I think this is as far as what I wanted to share with you about the overall scope of the program. And what I would like to do now is to hand over to Daniela Zavec, who is who was already our expert, our technical expert in the Smart Textiles Masterclass from 2021 to 2022, and also stayed with us during the SmartX community in 2023, and will continue to work with us as one of our co-hosts of this new innovation hub. So Daniela, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Lutz, for this kind introduction. Good afternoon to all of experts I can see here on the side. And I'm really very, very happy to be here again with you already more than 3 years, being part of this European Smart Textile first project, then the masterclass, then the community, and also now the SmartX Innovation Hub. It is absolutely my pleasure that I can talk about ongoing activities in the frame of SmartX Innovation Hub for the 2024. There are many people who we know each other already, who I met in person or online through the first masterclass we, let's say, established together with ETP as a result of the being in the lockdown from the COVID pandemic. And this is giving us still the boost and the energy and the belief that smart textile products can become a very important part of our daily lives for the future. Nevertheless, we have a great, let's say, R&D organizations who are really bringing innovation every day. And we have all the opportunity, technical, technological, and also knowledge related, that we can together bring and push these nice innovations into the industrial sector called smart textiles. Judith, you can go to next slide, please. What we were doing already over 3 years is, for some of you already know, but what is very important from my standpoint, from my perspective, is that we managed to bridge the gap between R&D organizations and the industry involved in the smart textile sectors, that we managed to generate this networking, these meetings, this, let's say, collaborating also between the community partners on different levels. Yeah. The textile materials themselves, we know them quite well over many years, and also the function which is on the first place to cover our bodies and to, let's say, to give us the design and the fashion trend and so on. And of course, it's a very nice to have, let's say, approach to embed these materials with a nice design and also with different functions. And these different functions we want to bring into textile material, or we manage to brought by integration of different electronic components. Why? Yeah, just with the purpose, if these materials can heat up our bodies or our environment in which we live, or if we want to sense the microenvironment in the clothing items. And of course, after that, let's say, first challenges, because the heating textile, they are quite known, researchers and also developers in the industry wanted to jump to the next level and to combine this, let's say, electronic or sensing textiles with electronic modules, with the purpose that we can read out the data, that we can transfer the data, and we can establish like Internet of Things, yeah, also in the sector of textile industry. But many different issues, technical and technological, needs to be overcome with the integration technologies, with the assembly, and nevertheless, our customers would like all to buy the products with some warranty behind this. And these are still open issues for further development and bringing these reliable products to the European market. We will absolutely manage to go in this direction together with combined knowledge and also with combined, let's say, even business models and orientations into the same direction. Go on, please. We started the Smart Textile Masterclass by exploring the world of smart textiles. It was at that time in early 2021, very interesting also for myself as for the group of the, let's say, first pioneers of the masterclass, to explore what do we have in the world of smart textiles, what can we maybe already buy, what is on the market, at which price, at which functions, why do we need these materials, how companies can benefit from this type of products with different business models and let's say around this industrialization process. We have been discussing about potential of Internet of Things functionalities related to the reliability, because nevertheless companies are obliged to put on the market reliable and also accessible products. That this could come true, we went deep into key technologies of smart textiles, discussing their maturity, about different techniques, for example, embroidery of smart conductive yarns, then sewing, printing technologies, laminating, embedding different sensors with different technologies, etc. And then, of course, we realized that all these technologies are related to different target fields, different end applications, like smart textiles for medical use, smart textiles for automotive, and for each distinctive application field, we were going also deep into the value chain, discovering who are the main key stakeholders, what do we have available in Europe, and also identifying what is still maybe missing. Of course, for smart textiles, as also for other textile product as well, the technology validation is also under development. That we can speak about reliable textile products, we need to perform different validation processes, and this is the same for smart textile products or even more demanding. And partially, we touch also the topic product life cycle and its sustainability, what are both very important issues for the future networking and future webinars in the year 2024. Go on, please. So here are some numbers, some statistics. In total, we performed 28 webinars. We have been hanging together once per month. We met also at some fairs at ITMA, Textile, Medica, Lopec, ISPO. We have been discussing about Smart Textile Masterclass at different conferences, congresses, events, and so on. And we managed to gather 84 hours of downloadable materials. And here it is very important for all you, for those who are new today with us, that all these 84 hours of recording are available on the SmartX Innovation Hub platform. So for all newcomers, these materials will be available. It means you can rewatch, you can rediscuss. You can always come to us if you have some question. And we will go on with this networking, and I'm very happy that together we managed to find 94 expert speakers. It was not that easy, yeah, but it's giving, let's say, the impression that there are many more people, many more experts outside, yeah, in Europe who are working in the field of smart textiles, who have some really important expertise to be shared during this community, during the masterclass, and during the Innovation Hub. And together at the SmartX community platform, we have today more than 250 registered experts. I dare to say that sooner or later this number will double. And I also dare to say that the number of expert speakers will increase recently, because also as, let's say, from my side, the person who is very deep involved into the development of smart textiles, I see that the research field and also the industrial sector of smart textile is growing. Yeah, it's not growing rapidly. So some coming from industrial side would say, yeah, there are still many limitations, like standards, like technical norms, which we need to overcome to provide or to bring to the market reliable smart textile products. But nevertheless, the growth of this business is foreseen also for this year already. And I'm very happy, and I look forward to see new innovations, new ideas, new proof of concepts already at the coming events, like at Tèxtils, where I also look forward to meet all of you, if possible, or many of you in person. So from my perspective, from engineering perspective, I can also encourage you to join to SmartX Innovation Hub, because there is something for everybody. Yeah, some people needs the knowledge, some people needs the content, some people needs the, let's say, the description of some integration technologies, or how the development process of some sensors can run. And all these little issues you can find in this downloadable materials portfolio at the platform. You can exchange your ideas. You can put every time the question you cannot answer on your own or with your team. And I believe that together this community, this innovation hub, will really grow even faster than until now. Okay. So today, as I mentioned, we are more than 250 professionals working in the field of smart textiles, coming from at least 43 organizations. And below you can see the mixture of these professionals, these experts. We are coming from universities, research center, industry. Yeah, this I need to point out. It's very important that community and innovation hub consists of very strong presence of industry. So this shows that there is the need, that there is the potential, because the industry themselves, they are those professionals who are bringing the knowledge and the products, nevertheless, to the market. And also there are 11 associations, it means clusters and different type of organizations who are supporting SMEs in their own region. And this is absolutely an excellent support. The networking also on the regional level in different European countries. And we are now today here, experts and professionals from at least 14 different countries. So I gave you, let's say, basics. I gave you the statistical numbers, and I look further for 2024 that these numbers will growing, that the network will be stronger and stronger, and let's do it together. Let's do it faster, and let's do it stronger. So this is from my side for today. And Judith, I'm giving the word back to you.
Okay, thank you, Daniela, for the presentation of the past Smart Textiles community and the masterclass. Now, I think it's important as well because we have met one of our co-hosts really focused on e-textiles and wearables. It's really important to get to know the co-hosts that they are going to help us to shape the area of technical fibers. So this is why I'm going to invite Ariana to start a brief introduction. We are not going to go into details, but at least that you know the person and the organization that is going to be upfront this this upgraded initiative. Let's call it like that. So Ariana, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Judith. Hello, good afternoon. You have the slide? Okay. So first of all, we're glad to be co-host and collaborate with this initiative, with the hub. And just a short introduction of AEI Tèxtils. We are a cluster bringing together all Catalan companies and organizations that are related to the advanced textile material sector. So we're based in Catalonia, in the northeast of Spain. As a cluster, our structure is a core of manufacturing companies in the advanced textile material sector from the whole value chain, and other organizations that support these companies mainly in their innovation processes. So our aim as an organization is to promote innovation, mainly to the SMEs in the sector, with the final aim of increasing their competitiveness. To do this, we provide support to the SMEs for their strategic projects based on our strategy, has 4 pillars: innovation, skills, internationalization, and business development. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ariana. So now we are moving from Barcelona, near Barcelona. We're moving to Germany. So Stefan, are you here with us from IVGT?
Yes, hello and good afternoon from Frankfurt, from Germany. Thank you, Judith, for the introduction. My name is Stefan Schmidt, and I'm the head of the departments Yarns, Fabrics, and Technical Textiles here at IVGT. We are in Germany, the Association for the Textile Producers. And Lutz mentioned it at the beginning that ETP is 10 years old. We already collaborate since 20 years together, and over the last years, technical textiles became more and more important for the German textile industry. I think today now we have around 25% of the whole technical textile produced in Europe from Germany. That's why we joined the initiative Smart Textiles at the beginning of this year. IVGT is a technical association. The questions who come to us to help our members as well as textile partners in Germany are all related to technical issues, how to produce something, what kind of machines we can use, what kind of fibers are there, what kind of functionalities are needed in the future. And my colleagues here in Frankfurt, most of them are textile engineers or chemical doctors who are quite happy to help our members. And I'm very happy to be part, that IVGT is part of the Smart Textile initiative from ETP.
Okay, thank you, Stefan, for the presentation. And now we're going from Frankfurt to Milano, from Sistema Moda Italia. Aldo, are you here with us?
Yeah, I listen. You
Okay,
hear me?
perfect.
Okay. Thank you, Judith. Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Aldo Tempesti. I am the head of Technical Textile Division of Sistema Moda Italia. That is the national federation of Italy regarding all the sector of textile and clothing. That, as you know, is a field of industry, the market very important for our economy. Also, the Italian industry in textile and clothing has an important role at the European level, representing around 30% in company turnover. And included in these figures are also the sector of technical textile, because in Italy we have a strong sector with a turnover around 6 billion euro and more than 2,800 companies. And this sector, this company are involved in all the different applications of textile, technical textile, from automotive, protection, sport, building, and so on. Inside Sistema Moda Italia, we have a division. The division is called Textile Tech. The aim of the Textile Tech is to support the company associated in all their need regarding research, innovation, but also promotion and networking. And in this direction, we already cooperate for many years with our friends from Germany, France, Belgium, Spain, and so on. So we are very happy to participate to this master class, and because we believe that in the future will be very interesting in this sector. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Aldo. Thank you for the brief presentation of Sistema Moda Italia. And now we're going from the north to the south with Kevin from CeNTi. CeNTi, Kevin, floor is yours. I don't know if you can unmute yourself and put your camera on. Kevin, I guess there must be a little problem. I hope my colleague Charlotte can solve it. Okay. So then I'm going to move to the next, co-host. Then we jump to the north again, Susanna. I don't know, see, maybe it's the problem on my side.
No, I think that
Okay, perfect.
It works. Okay.
Perfect.
So,
okay, Susanna, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much for this. And both from the Science Park Borås and the Swedish School of Textiles, we are very happy to be co-hosts in this great initiative. And my name is Susan Adras, and I'm working as a director of Smart Textiles. It's a cluster organization in Sweden, but I'm also a textile strategist within Science Park Borås and the Swedish School of Textiles. And we also are running a government assignment in order to transform the industry in Sweden to a sustainable textile and fashion industry, which we're also heading from the Science Park. And the Science Park, together with the Swedish School of Textiles, is actually one of the leading international players in the next field of smart fabrics. We are working since many years with portable healthcare and also with sustainable textiles and fashion. And we are part of the University of Borås. And the place which this is situated is in Borås. As you can see here on the slide, it's in the middle of Sweden. And the university has more than 18,000 students. It's a great university, a big one, with 800 employees and researchers in different fields. So we have an offer for a complete environment with everything actually from basic research in different fields, but also on a cutting edge research for prototyping in this big full-scale labs that you can see here. So we can make all the textile prototypes in-house, which is really an advantage in taking the next step together with different collaborative actors. And we have all these processes with the fiber labs of the weaving and knitting and finishing and printing and assembly. But we also have a remake lab. It's called the Do Tank Center, and it's a creative place for workshops, style shoots, but also machines for cutting and embroideries and upgrading textile and fashion materials. So we tried really to collaborate and initiate strategic partnerships across academia, business, and policymakers. And since 2006, we have initiated more than 600 research and business-driven projects together. So we work both national and international for this, and we are happy to collaborate in the future. So thank you very much for this, and thank you also for the great initiative again. SmartX
Thank you,
Innovation Hub.
Susanna, for the brief presentation. Now we're moving back to the south. Let's see if Kevin, can you hear me now? And can you?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Okay, perfect. Yes, that works. Floor is yours.
Thank you. Sorry, I had some connection issues. So my name is Kevin Rodrigues. I'm currently the Smart Textile and Structures team leader at CeNTi. Talking a little bit about CeNTi, we are basically an R&D institute that was founded in 2006, and our involvement with the textile sector began right in 2006. So we are located in a region in the north of Portugal that is highly textile driven. So we have a lot of textile companies around us, and basically what we do and what we did at the time and from there was the development of both nanotechnology and smart materials, and also the development of smart systems that could be basically resulting new products for the industrial sectors around us. Since 2006, we have a multidisciplinary approach and a multi-sectoral orientation. So we don't work only for the textile sector, but basically we try to apply our technological background in the different sectors through the application of both functional materials and solutions, smart materials and systems, and also through design and engineering. The beautiful part of textiles is it fits within all our main targets. It has a multi-sectoral application, even the textile sector itself. So in fact, we are developing textile-based solutions for both health, protection, construction, and even right now the energy sector. In terms of technological focus, we focus on different areas. So we work from the base materials to the application and the development of new nanoparticles, new fiber-based materials, but also up to smart system solutions where we develop our own hardware, firmware, and software-based solutions. So really within the scope of smart textiles, we try to cover all the areas and apply these solutions in different areas. And that is why the participation in this Smart Innovation Hub is so exciting from our side, because we will get the chance also to learn a lot and collaborate here with different industries, with different partners, and we are really excited about this initiative. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Kevin, for the presentation. And well, I have to thank you all the co-hosts for at least have one representative of the organization being here and joining us in the presentation of the SmartX Innovation Hub. And well, now I'm going to start with the talking. I'm going to talk about the Innovation Hub, the services and the activities, and we are going to see as well a bit of planning. So moving forward, as Lutz briefly mentioned, the Innovation Hub is based on learning, network, collaborate, and sharing. I will go now in deep in each of these categories in order for you to know what are the activities that we organize. So learning, of course, it is focused in gaining knowledge and as well as sharing knowledge among all of us. And this we are doing via the monthly webinars. We have right now one monthly webinar for e-textiles and wearables, and we are going to have one webinar dedicated to high-performance fibers and textiles every 2 months. And moreover, we complement those activities with the Meet the Expert podcast, that it's interviews, like personal interviews with some keynote speakers that we would like to go more into details of the presentation, or that there are a lot of Q&As that, of course, we cannot take over during the webinar, or some Q&As that appear right after the webinar, after the possibility of rewatching them. And then we have as well the Smart Textiles, Smarter World podcast, that it's more a podcast to the wall in order to for the people and for professionals to get to know the possibilities of smart textiles in general. So moving to the next slide, we're going to talk about networking. Networking, as Daniela mentioned in her presentation, it's really important, especially when we are creating smart textiles, because there is a need of cross-sectorial collaborations. And this is why we try to emphasize that during trade fairs and events and conferences that we organize. During the trade fairs, we normally do tours. So we select some expositors that may be relevant for the industry, and we meet up in a day for an hour and a half, and then we go and visit them and as well try to interact among the members of the community and of course with expositors. Then we have dedicated conference or inside conference, dedicated panels to smart textiles in general. And of course, if there is the need or really the interest, we can organize a conference fully dedicated on smart textiles. As well, we are testing some tools because we are getting more and more digital. So we are testing some tools to do online networking activities. Moving to the next one, collaborate. Collaborate, it's a really important point for us, because it's when we talk to each other, when we try to understand to each other, when we have a research center understanding the needs of the industry, and a startup who is really close to the consumer, understanding the needs of the consumer, and they need the technology. And this we are organizing in thematic workshops. As well, we can do thematic workshops during the networking activities, but the idea is to have one thematic workshop each year, more or less, in one specific topic. Those thematic workshops, they can be in person, or of course they can be online. So then moving forward, we are going to talk about sharing, which is really important, sharing the knowledge, sharing information, and sharing relevant articles related to smart textiles. We are doing that via the newsletter. There is an internal newsletter where members can submit news. And with that, the newsletter is sent once each 2 months. With these members' news, we have a WTN article, and as well, we promote there the upcoming activities. Then, of course, we're really active in LinkedIn. As you have seen, we have a dedicated page for the SmartX Innovation Hub. And of course, we have the podcast. And not least important, that I want to take a bit of a stop here in order to watch that short video. This is the members platform that we use as a repository. So everything is in there since we started with a masterclass. Now what we are seeing in the video is how it looks like the community, where you can find the webinars in each of the different blocks. And you can scroll down, you see that all the information is there. Then when you tick in one of those webinars, okay, it's opening and you can find the recording, you can have information about the speakers, And if we go down, we have the agenda of the day and of course the presentations that you can download. And here we have an example that it's super user-friendly. Now we're going back and I'm going to move to the masterclass. Okay, no, to the networking, sorry. So members of the community, you can find it in the networking bar. So we are all there. You have email address, LinkedIn pages, so all facilities in order that you can interact among all of you. Then, moreover, we have as well the SmartX SmartX, the masterclass, sorry, that it's there, and we are not going to delete, even if it's a program that already concluded 1.5 years, all the materials, they are there. And once you sign in for the Innovation Hub, you will have access to all that information. So it's not that you sign in as a newcomer and you start from scratch. No, the information, it's there and available for all the participants of the Innovation Hub. So I would like to move forward with the planning in order that you have an idea of the activities that we have upcoming. So in February, this is the kickoff for the e-textiles, this is the kickoff for the high performance fibers webinar. And as well, by the end of February, we have e-textiles and wearables dedicated webinar. March is a really packed month because we have JEC and LOPEC, and as well we will have a webinar for e-textiles and one for high performance. And of course, SmartX Textiles, SmartX Wall, and Meet the Expert podcast. In April, and I think that it's really important, and one of the key points, we will have Textile, that we have today Sabine with us, that she's going to explore a bit what is going to happen and what are the innovation trends in the fair. And in May, of course, we have the ETP annual conference that has 2 dedicated panels in smart textiles. And for June, we're going to have just the webinars, and we will have a break for summer. So now that you see a bit the schedule, we will have a webinar on the 21st of February in targeting key technologies in smart textiles. Then the 20th of March, we will target printed electronics, and of course, 23rd to 26th of April, it's Textile, and we will have plenty of activities during the trade fair. Then on May, we will have another webinar targeting wearables and e-textiles. And of course, we don't know the topic yet, and we will conclude this first part of the year on the 19th of June. Then for high performance fibers, we will have a webinar on the 27th of March that it will target the preview of Textile. Then on during Textile as well, plenty of activities targeting high performance fibers and textiles. And on the 7th of May, we will have a webinar dedicated to heat and flame resistant. And on the 5th of June, we will conclude the first period with antibacterial and self-cleaning. Of course, in these 2 webinars, we will include as well key technologies for those areas. As I said, LOPEC is coming. I will be present in LOPEC, so probably there's going to be a meetup in the trade fair among members. And then, as I mentioned, the ETP annual conference, you can already save the date. It's the 14th and 15th of May in Mechelen. And both days will have panels dedicated to smart textiles. And now I want to add this slide because Textile is going to be really innovative this year. This is why we have Sabine here. There are a few activities ongoing, but I will leave the floor for that slide to Sabine, that she knows way more. So as you know, the Innovation Hub is a membership fee. you have here the two different modules. We will email you with further information of the characteristic of each modules, but I would like to mention here on this webinar that we will offer a 25% early bird discount for the subscription of 2024 until the 15th of February. So if you subscribe before 15th of February, you will get that early bird discount automatically for the full year. And I know that there will be maybe some questions related to that, but those are the prices for the full year and for the access to the all activities that we are organizing. So then I can just finish my presentation saying that please join us and help us to grow and to really merge smart textiles and wearables to exponential growth and to reach the market. And let's learn together and let's network together. So now, please, if you have any questions, I think they are typed in the chat, and we will be happy to take it related to the Innovation Hub. So I don't know if there is any question, Lutz, or
no. Currently, there are no questions. So I suggest we give the floor directly to Sabine, as you already announced Tèxtils, and she's ready and eager to go. So I think Sabine, the floor is yours. And that gives people an extra moment to think about any questions they may have. I understand there was a lot of information in what Judith provided. So type it in the chat, or you can also raise your hand. But for the time being, I would say over to Sabine about, and we are very keen to learn all about the big Tèxtils 2024 show that is coming up in April.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon from also Frankfurt. My name is Sabine Schacher. I'm not so much an expert in the smart textiles industries like all of you. I'm more a trade show expert. For 27 years, I'm working with Messe Frankfurt, and for 1 year now, I'm the director of Textile and Text Process. So we're very much looking forward to the shows in April, and I would like to thank ETP for giving me the possibility to briefly introduce Tèxtils in this session. So before I will introduce some highlights and formats of the upcoming leading international trade fair for technical textiles and nonwovens, I would like to talk about the benefits of attending trade shows in general and especially Tèxtils. So Tèxtils will give an overview of the industry and their players. And this is a very international overview, which you will get in April with over 50 exhibitors countries. And the show covers more than 12 application areas and industries. So the spectrum is really vast and uncompared to all trade shows of our several industries. Participants can, of course, compare themselves with the competition, and the more complete a show is, the better it is. So this is also unrivaled for Tèxtils. Of course, one major focus is to establish and maintain business contacts and to build trust within your community and to benefit from the feedback from the community. The next point is one of the most important benefits of Tèxtils. Only there you can see such density of innovations and news of the industries, as a lot of researchers and experts from almost 100 countries do attend the show. So the base for future innovation also lies here. I just mentioned in the beginning that this week and last week we have the Innovation Award juries. So yeah, there will be exciting innovations shown on the show. So last but not least, of course, also as a networking hub, there are a lot of news and content, and you can get innovation partnerships here. And of course, like with ETP, also training and education plays a big role at the show. So to accelerate all these benefits, we create formats which create then value for our customers. I will give you a short overview on these formats on the next slides. Let's start with a quick overview on the show ground in Frankfurt. Tèxtils will take place in 5 hall levels again, and text process in 2 hall levels. The show is growing, so it's not so easy anymore for visitors to find their way. So we implemented a color code system underlining the main focus of the product segments. We are taking giant steps towards the biggest Tèxtils of all times. We will welcome over 1,600 exhibitors for both shows, as I said, from over 20 countries. And we will again welcome a respectable number of joint stands and country pavilions from France, Italy, Switzerland, Korea, you name it. Let's take a look at the planned highlights of the show, which are meant to enhance the value of our customers. One outstanding highlight is the, of course, international recognized Textile Innovation Award, which awards outstanding innovation development in the industry. And the Textile Forum will again offer latest industry know-how. So our renowned jury from CeNTi, CETIVE, DITF, EMPA, KT, STFI, and the University of Manchester has already decided on the program, and soon we will be online with our event calendar. So these 2 formats pay in on the topic major platform for innovations and know-how transfer. The next topic will most probably be a very overarching theme for Tèxtils, and that is sustainability. We have established a new branding for the sustainability activities called Econogy. So it's a combination of economy and ecology, and it shows how important sustainable activities are for the economic success of companies in the future. So the aim is to provide orientation for visitors about the sustainable activities of the exhibitors, and therefore we will implement 3 different formats: the Econogy Finder, the tours, and the talks. So every exhibitors with certificates will register till end of February to be listed in this online finder, and also the stands are marked with an ecology signage so that the visitors get a good overview on their sustainable activities. So furthermore, we all the registered companies in the Econogy Finder will take part in a curated selection of recyclable fibers and materials, and the renowned jury from CeNTi, ITA, ITEX, and EMPA will select the best products for this special presentation. And of course, all the companies who register for the Econogy Finder will be part of this selection. So this special presentation provides expert know-how for all participants at the show. Then we will offer a new exhibitors area for natural and bio-based fibers and materials with functional properties. So this area is called Nature Performance, and part of this area there will be a special presentation about experimental future materials, which is curated by the Future Research Agency Franklin Till from the UK. And again, these experts curate a unique choice of regenerative materials, which will be an inspiring aspect of Tèxtils. In addition, we would like to give these 2 formats a try to accelerate know-how transfer at the show. We had several requests from exhibitors, so we will offer exhibitors on stage for the first time, where exhibitors can book speaker slots to inform participants about their product news. And I would like to draw your attention to a new project, the Masterclass Performance and Fashion Design with designer Nora Kühner. It's a masterclass which will take place during the showtime. I guess the students already start on Monday, the day before. The objective is to provide information to fashion students about new approaches to the fashion and outdoor design, knowledge about functional materials and smart solutions, and of course also processing methods. The aim is to attract about 30 international fashion design students. And together with Nora Kühner, we hope to attract enough sponsors on exhibitor side so that this masterclass can take place. So I guess members of the SmartX community could also be a perfectly good partner for this masterclass. So I would be happy if you approach me if this is of interest for you. Last, but for you probably most interesting format is the special presentation named Performance Apparels on Stage. So the intention is to emphasize the performance of technical textiles, clothing, and protection in special and extreme situations. So exhibitors and their development partners are offered the opportunity to present their products as wearables in the 3 categories: auto textiles, smart textiles, and PPE. And we are very happy that Judith from ETP is part of our jury to select the products submissions, together with the PPE expert Wolfgang Quetnau and also the fashion designer Nora Kühner. The staging of this presentation will be in Hall 11.1, which is also the home of the exhibitors of the product segment Functional Apparel Textiles. Here I just put in a list of all the participants within this product segment. However, also within country pavilions and other halls, you will find the exhibitors with the high performance textiles, and they can be found on our online exhibitor search. So this is really helpful to get prepared for your participation in Textile. So I hope to see you in Frankfurt in April and hope that you will benefit from the innovations and the community, the knowledge from all over the industries, from all over the world. So thank you for your interest and your attention, and yeah, see you in April.
Okay, Sabine. So thank you for your presentation and thank you for being here today with us. For sure, we will see in April, even before, I think. And well, we have some questions in the chat. So there is a question for Mark Gatch-Paul. Your definition of smart textiles appeared to exclude printed electronics. Is this correct? If the question is referred to the Innovation Hub, the answer is no. I mean, we include printed electronics. It's in e-textiles and wearables. And actually, we have a few webinars already related to printed electronics and integration into textiles. Then
if I may add, so I think the misunderstanding may come from the term component that I use. So, but for us, sort of a printed circuit on a fabric is also a kind of an electronic component. Well, obviously, an electronic expert may contest that. We view that from the textile world. But if electricity can flow on a textile fabric in some form or shape, then for us that's an e-textile. So that's definitely included.
We have another question. I think that is for you, Sabine. As a startup and a member in the SmartX Innovation Hub, or the ETP, is it possible to exhibit through ETP at Textile or other fairs?
Maybe ETP is interested to have joint stand members. Of course, we have startup star areas in our shows, so feel free to come up with us, and we're happy to welcome you.
Okay.
Maybe we can specify. So our activities at trade fairs, as like Textile, Lopec, and others, obviously primarily relate to what we call these meetups and guided tours. So it doesn't mean that we necessarily, as ETP, have a stand on these fairs. Textile is a bit of an exception there because it's such a central and an important fair for us, so that we will have a stand. But in most of the other events that Judith also mentioned, such as Lopec or ISPO or Medica and so on, we usually don't have a stand. So that's why a co-location with the ETP is not really a possibility generally. So that's what we do at those fairs, is usually to meet with our members, to take them on guided tours to interesting stands, to sometimes maybe organize a little side event or workshop. So that's the kind of things that we do on trade fairs usually.
And yes, as Lutz mentioned, in TechTextile, we're going to have a booth, so feel free to come over, but we're not going to have any innovation as per se inside the booth. It's going to be just a booth for ETP where people meet together and you can have meetings. And well, of course, we will have probably some meeting points for the guided tours and maybe some small workshops in there. Does ETP, yes, does ETP and SmartX Hub membership require a separate registration and cost? Yes, so we have from one side the fees to join as a ETP member, and for the other, and in the other hand, we have the fees to join the SmartX Innovation Hub. What happens is that if you are a member of the ETP, you receive a discount on the SmartX Innovation Hub membership. I don't know if Lutz wants to add something.
Yes,
This is
I
all
think
described in the brochure that Charlotte shared with all of you, a little bit up into the chat. And you have all the information, and as well in the website. And of course, if you need further information, please feel free to email us.
Yeah, but just to specify, because I did not mention this, so ETP, general ETP membership is a flat fee of 500 euros for associate membership and 200 euros for networking membership. And you can find on our website what the difference between the two is. So the reason we have these separate memberships is that not everybody is necessarily interested in all the broad networking activities that we offer in the ETP. Not everybody is interested in joining EU-funded programs. Not everybody is interested in working on strategic agendas and so on. Whereas other people may be very, very focused on in their interest on a specific domain, such as smart textiles or bio-based materials and so on. So that's why we keep those two subscriptions separate, but one subscription, or the ETP membership subscription, gives you a discount for the thematic, the Innovation Hub subscriptions as well. So that's the way it works. Yeah.
I think Charlotte just posted in the chat the full
So that's
information of
the
ETP
link
membership.
For ETP membership. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure if I don't see any more questions in the chat. So I think we don't have to make this webinar longer than what it needs to be. But I would like to say before concluding that we are doing a really nice job. There is a lot of content there, and I'm sure it's really valuable for all the companies that they are in there. So I will encourage you to subscribe, especially before the 15th of February, then you get 25% off. And if you subscribe, of course, you're more than welcome to participate in all the activities that we are organizing inside the hub. I don't know, Lutz, if you want to mention something else.
Nothing to add from my side, other than to say that I'm also super excited to work with our group of co-hosts from Germany, from Italy, from Portugal, from Sweden, from Spain. And continue to work obviously with Daniela also. So very, very excited to start this new journey, and also very keen to do a lot of activities around TechTextile, and very happy to have had Sabine here with us today. So we have been collaborating with TechTextile for many years as well, and always very, very closely. So I'm sure the show in Frankfurt will again be the highlight of the year as far as technical textiles is concerned, and we're all looking forward to it. So with that, I think also from my side, nothing else to add. We obviously hope that many of you take that step and join us and be part of that journey.
Okay, and of course, you will receive an email to all that you have registered with the presentation. I think the presentation of Sabine, she's okay as well to share it. But otherwise, for sure, the Innovation Hub presentation will be shared with all of you, and as well the recordings. And if you have any questions anytime, feel free to reach us. You will have the email address of all the ETP team. So I can just say that thank you for being with us this afternoon, and I hope to see you in the community probably in the next webinar on the 21st of February. So thank you all.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.